Hey friends! In this video, we're exploring Halifax's brewery scene. From the historic Alexander Keith's to the creative pours at Two Crows and the delightfully weird vibes at Good Robot Brewery. It's old school charm meets bold new brews. We're kicking things off at one of Halifax's most iconic spots, the Alexander Keith's Brewery. Founded back in 1820 by Mr. Keith himself, this place is a true Canadian classic. He made his name with his famous India Pale Ale, a beer that's still wildly popular across the country today, and a beer that Mike likes to call liquid gold. The moment you step inside, it feels like you've walked straight into history. They preserve so much of its original charm, from the stone archways to the cobblestone floor. You can almost picture horse and buggies rolling right through here back in the day. Starting off the brewery tour, we all get to sample the famous Alexander Keith's India Pale Ale. The best way to describe this tasty sip? It's more sweet than bitter, soft on the palate and a little thick on the tongue. It's a smooth malty beer that's crisp, refreshing, and just slightly sweet. You get these subtle citrus and floral hop notes with a really nice balanced bitterness. It's not as hoppy or as sharp as your typical IPA, it's more of an easy drinking golden ale that goes down way too smoothly. Next up on the tour is the Premium White Ale. This one's got a really nice mix of citrus and spice, with standout notes of orange and coriander. You can also pick up hints of clove, cinnamon, and a touch of toffee sweetness that brings it all together. It's smooth, mild, and perfectly balanced. A very tasty brew. Beyond the tastings, the tour is full of fascinating history. You learn all about how beer was made the old-fashioned way, see the original brewing equipment, and get a peek at all the historic parts of the brewery that they've preserved. It's a good mix of fun facts, old-school charm, and of course, beer. Moving into the Stag Heads room, it feels like you're stepping into an underground preserved old bar. The live band is playing classical Scottish folk tunes, adding so much charm to the tour. While the room fills with good energy and beautiful music, they pass around our next sample, the Premium Red Ale. It has a smooth malty flavor with a hint of caramel sweetness and a beautifully balanced hop bitterness. It's a full-bodied beer with a dark amber color and subtle floral hop notes. It tastes a bit like an adult cream soda beer fusion. Still definitely beer, but sweet, smooth, and perfectly drinkable. This is easily one of the best red ales we've ever tried. Next up, I got the Rhubarb Sour. This one has a sweet and sour profile, with tart rhubarb taking the lead, balanced perfectly with a crisp, light lager base. There's a mild hop character, but honestly, it drinks a bit like a hard lemonade with a beer backbone. Really fun and refreshing. Mike tried the Halifax Hazy IPA. It pours a hazy, cloudy appearance, and it has a smooth, soft, but slightly thick mouthfeel. The flavors are juicy, packed with tropical and citrus notes, and unlike most IPAs, the bitterness is minimal. The focus here is all about aroma and flavor from those late hop additions. Super drinkable and packed with character, but he preferred the classic India Pale Ale more. Beer! All in all, this tour was such a win. At just around $25 a person, the sample portions were generous, and we honestly learned so much about the history and the brewing process. The tour guides were super friendly, full of knowledge, and made the whole experience really enjoyable. We left the brewery feeling completely delighted, full of great beer and even better vibes. We weren't ready to say goodbye to Alexander Keith just yet, so we strolled over to the local pub, Brown Hound. They carry a bunch of Keith's brews, including the one we missed on the tour, the Bohemian Lager. This one's got a clean, balanced flavor with a blend of malty sweetness and a spicy floral hop bitterness. It kind of tastes like fresh bread with delicate earthy notes and a touch of spice from that Saaz and Perla hops. A really lovely finish to our Keith's tasting adventure. We had an absolute blast at Alexander Keith's. From the historic brewery to the perfectly balanced beers, every sip from the IPA to the Bohemian Lager hit the mark. Friendly guides, beautiful spaces, and delicious brews, and you just can't beat that price. Next stop, Two Crows Brewing Co. At first glance, it's a pretty cool setup. You can actually see the brew house right from the street, which is unique, though I did find it a little odd how it's partially open as you walk by. We'd heard great things about this place, so of course we had to check it out. Gotta admit though, the moment we walked in, we were hit with a really strong smell. Kind of like wet barley or something along those lines. And it wasn't exactly pleasant. We later found out that they have another location, but since it was much farther from our hotel, we decided to stick with just this one. The staff member helping us seemed fairly new. Super nice, but didn't really have answers to most of our questions. The menu though did catch our attention. Their hot dog selection looked really good, and I love that they offered veggie options. Definitely made a note to come back for that later in the trip. For drinks, Mike went with the Nifty 50 Tropical Double IPA. Sitting at 8%, it was definitely tropical and hoppy, but more on the bitter side with a strong beer taste. I personally wasn't a fan, and we both agreed we've had smoother tropical IPAs before. For my drink, I went for the Jamboree Blackberry Apricot Sour, which was recommended by another staff member. And unfortunately, I just couldn't do it. It was very sour. The kind that gives you like instant heartburn. I really wanted to like it, but there was barely any fruit flavor coming through. Mike tried helping me finish it, but even he struggled. It honestly tasted like heartburn in a glass. Big pass for me. Yeah, no, not good. We tried coming back later in the trip to give them another shot and to also try their hot dogs, but they were closed for a staff meeting despite all of their signs saying open. Both drinks flopped, the smell was tough to handle, and both experiences just missed the mark. They have a cool setup, but overall we're going to give them a 2 out of 10. Before we get to our last brewery of this video, here's a little sneak peek of what's coming next. We go to Gahan House and Garrison Brewing. Both had awesome vibes, great drinks, and plenty of local charm. Stay tuned for our next Halifax brewery adventure. On to our next brew stop. This is Good Robot. They've got 2 locations in Halifax, and we went to the one closest to us. Unfortunately, it started raining and this spot is patio only, dog friendly may I add, but the staff absolutely made up for it. Everyone was so kind, doing everything they could to find us a dry seat and make sure we were comfortable. We had the pleasure of being served by Jasmine, who honestly made our experience. She was super knowledgeable, and she let us sample a few drinks before committing, and you could tell she really cared about what she was pouring. First up, we tried Thembot, a sour with notes of blackberry and guava. It's a lovely balance, little tart at the back of your teeth from the blackberry, and then the guava sweetness hits right after. Smooth, flavorful, and not too acidic. Next was El Diablo, a Mexican lager made with jalapenos and lime. This one Mike ended up getting a full glass of later on. It's zippy, refreshing, and pairs perfectly with a plate of nachos. Tons of jalapeno flavor without the heat, and a super pleasant aroma. For my pick, I went with Ghostface Killa, one of their OG sours. It's balanced with hops, salt, lemon, and coriander. You taste the salt first, and then it rolls into a nice tart tang. A really fun, flavorful sour that doesn't go overboard. Mike grabbed a Czech Pilsner, a beer he really enjoys. There's something about Czech Pilsners that's just so enjoyable. Most of them have this cracker, almost biscuit-like flavor, and this one had that bold taste, while still being super smooth that you could almost chug it if you really wanted to. We had such a great time at Good Robot. Jasmine was amazing. The patio vibes were fun, even in the rain, and the beers we tried were creative, flavorful, and really, really enjoyable. Between Thembot, El Diablo, Ghostface Killa, and the Czech Pilsner, there was something for everyone. We're giving Good Robot a solid 8 out of 10. Definitely a spot we'd come back to.
2 stars for 2 crows and a middle finger.
Alright friends, we hope you enjoyed this little taste of our Halifax adventures. We've got so much more to show you, so stay tuned for the next one and we'll see you there. There's plenty more to see.
Hey?
Hey?